it's not that important, is it? And gave me a big sort of slap of like reality, and I was like, wow, and that's stayed with me forever. I'm so looking forward to today. This is your part of the woods, isn't it?
So I played for Derby, and I used to do this kind of journey most days. This part of the world, Beef, Derbyshire, the scenery's absolutely beautiful. Is this first time you've been up here?
Yeah, first time, yeah. Obviously been up north, but never this way.
So obviously, Beef, both of us come from professional sporting backgrounds. You know, I'm football, you're golf. You know, I watch golf, and I love it. I know with yourself, when you started to become famous, for you to handle that, you couldn't handle it, could you?
No, not at all. And like, I didn't know what was going on. I was a kid from a small golf club in North London. You know, I love to mess around and hang around with my mates and stuff and have a laugh. But all of a sudden, like, I'd stand on a range next to your Rory's or Ricky Fowler's, whoever it was, and I'd be like, this is ridiculous. I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, the pressure I put on myself after that, and I had to try and win every week, which is just so unrealistic. But I didn't know that was happening. Yeah. So the more pressure I put on myself, the worse I played, the more wound up I got, the more pressure I felt because I wasn't performing. And it was like a big sort of like rabbit hole or spiral, you could have called it, to the point where you can get me on a golf course.
You might relate to this. At my lowest point when I was at Derby, you know, I actually went on a fans board, and under a false name, I'd be saying, Robbie Savage played well. He was how good was he? I got that low. I was so insecure because people think they know you, people think they own you, and those insecurities grew and grew and grew, and my mental well-being was not great.
That's what I'm really looking forward to today, mate. It's having them tough conversations with a friend and opening up and sort of getting rid of that stigma of sort of men shouldn't speak out or you look soft. It makes you stronger, not weaker, 100%. Right, mate, I think this is the spot.
Beautiful, Beef, isn't it? Beautiful.
Park up. Let's go and charge it up. Go for a walk.
So when you were at your lowest, did you go and seek help? Who did you go and see? And what were the triggers that person or those individuals give you?
So yeah, Jodie was the one who actually spoke to another golfer, and I ended up working with Steve Peters.
Yeah, I know Steve,
yeah. They said take some time out, take a few months away, and then we had a few chats, and it was like breaking down and sort of rewiring my brain and understanding what actually happened. So once I felt like a big weight had been lifted, and they told me something really, really interesting. I'll never forget it. Quite morbidly, they said, you're laying on your deathbed, what do you want to be remembered by? And I just said, I want to be Beef or Andrew, whatever. Hang out with my mates, that silly, fun character, have a laugh, have a good time, be remembered as a nice person. And he went, you didn't mention a golf tournament. Right. And I was like, no, I didn't. Yeah. And he was like, it's not that important, is it? Yeah. And gave me a big sort of slap of like reality. And I was like, wow, and that's stayed with me forever.
In life, if you put your mind to it, and your mind's so important, you can overcome anything if you really believe. And as a footballer, in a team sport, you know, so I remember on one occasion we're losing games, so he just said, listen, let's have a complete reset. He took us to, I think it was Cornwall or somewhere. We done cliff jumping. I'm a hopeless swimmer, and I panicked, my anxiety. I was the captain, I was the leader, people looked up to me, but I didn't want to do it, and the anxiety, Beef, that for me was a step. Do you know what? You can do it, and I did it, and I felt so good about it. You know, you spoke to me about your Harley, your beautiful daughter, and whatever happens in your golf career, when you get home, she's your daughter, and that must bring you so much joy.
Yeah, 100%. It doesn't matter. Golf becomes irrelevant.
Yeah.
And spending time playing with her and being at the age she is now, I have to play Maui and This is Sven from Frozen as well. So,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, she loves it. So loves to reenact the stuff. So yeah, it makes me, I have to sing the songs and stuff like that, honestly, yeah. But then it's all right at home. It's when she's asking you to do it while you're trying to get a coffee.
On the first tea in the oven. Dad!
Yeah. And you're like, a couple of times I would turn around and I'm like, really in here? And then you just have to, like, literally, as Frozen said, you have to let it go. You just have to go and do it. And like, being silly and having that fun is part of it. And you do realise that sometimes I've definitely learned, like, you can take things too seriously, take life too seriously, and that just knocks you down. It knocks you down and stops that barrier, and all of a sudden you're dancing in the middle of a shop.
Yeah, you know, Beef, beautiful setting, fast flowing river. Should we go and play Poo Sticks? Poo Sticks, remember that game? Yeah?
Let's do it, man.
Poo
Let's
Sticks.
go.
Right, Beef, Poo Sticks, going back to our childhood. Our cows down, 3, 2, 1, on 1. We drop them. Yeah, we'll race across this side of the bridge and see who wins. It is high, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Biggest challenge is heading the river.
All right.
3, 2, 1, drop.
Have they gone in?
Yeah, what's that bike? I think they've got stuck, Beef. Beef, there's yours, look, there's yours.
Is that mine?
That's yours, Beef. Beef, you're the winner.
Yes.
You're the winner. Well done. So, Beef, we talked about, you know, the issues you faced, we both faced. How dark did it get?
There's been periods of time, especially after I had surgery in Singapore, you question, are you going to play again? I remember we were on the 19th floor and something had rattled me and I was in a really dark place. And the thoughts start popping into your head and it's like,
Wow.
What would happen if I just jumped off?
Really?
What would happen? And obviously, like, you start thinking, obviously, like, you've got a wife, you've got a kid. And I was going, is that a suicidal thought? What does that even mean?
And you were on your own at that point?
I was with family. I was with family and I was like laying in bed, everyone's asleep and you start thinking things like that. Yeah. And you're like, obviously, you know, you're in a dark spot and it's, sometimes I think more the thought and the question of that thought, why is it coming to your head, I think is the difficult question. And it's knowing that process of sort of getting out of that. What do I need to do? Yeah. And everything will be okay if you just keep plodding along and sort of reaffirming that all the time. And if something doesn't go right, just go again the next day.
How understanding has Jodie been?
Oh, amazing. Like, so understanding.
So without her, you'd be
I don't know where.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know where.
Wow.
I believe that pretty much everyone in this world will go through some form of mental health or dark place, regardless of what they do. Regardless whether it's sport, regardless if they're CEOs, massive companies, whatever they are, they will go through something and everyone can relate to that in some form.
Your mindset and your mental stability now, how would you define success now?
Not giving up.
Yeah.
Not giving up.
Well, Beef, listen, thanks for opening up. You know, obviously, I lost my great pal, Gary Speed, you know, a guy who, you know, on the outside, you know, looked like he had everything. And you want people to open up. I know it's difficult, but, you know, by speaking out, you can help other people, can't you? Before we end the day, I've got to take you to the best viewing point in the whole of the Derbyshire Dales. Cup of tea and a piece of cake, yeah?
Let's do it, man.
Thought we'd finish off, you know, cup of tea, picnic rug, looking at these views. Let's do it again sometime.
100%, mate. I've had such a great day today. Cheers, man. What a view.
Hold on, look at that.